Welcome to Sacrilegious Discourse.
I'm husband.
And I'm wife.
Together, we're reading the Bible for the very first time.
We grew up without religion and wanted to know what all the fuss was about.
Well, what have we learned so far?
That God is a dick, and apparently some people believe in talking donkeys?
We're not trying to pass ourselves off as experts.
Nope, we're just reading the Bible for the first time and giving our first take reaction.
If you'd like to join us in this venture, you might consider starting at episode 1.
Otherwise, jump in wherever you like.
All right, let's go read the Bible.
Yeah, let's get to it. Husband!
Wife!
Do you remember where we aren't in Proverbs?
Where we aren't?
Do you remember where we are in Proverbs?
We're on Proverbs chapter 16.
Sure.
And we're in the middle of the Solomonic Proverbs.
Sure.
And we're hating life.
Pretty much.
Because it's all good, bad, good, bad, good, bad.
Good is good and bad is bad.
Yeah, it's intolerable.
Do good and smile.
We're doing the best we can here.
Do bad and frown. Frowny faces are bad.
On a not bad note,
yes,
I wanted to mention something.
Okay.
So we have a new patron.
Woohoo!
Their name is Hamish.
Hamish, thank you.
Or Ham D, whichever one we want to go by here. I don't know. I think Hamish is the way to go.
I like Hamish, but I also like Hamdy. What's the name of that name?
But Hamish is our Cross the Pond fan.
Cross the pond.
They're over there in the
in the over there. In the not America.
And we owe them a live podcast recording on Discord that we're gonna end up doing on Sundays in the middle of the day at some point.
Oh, this is
across the pond.
Yeah,
I keep trying to figure out what day to do it, or when I'm going to set it up, and I keep going, I'm going to get to that. But here's me saying on the podcast, I am going to fucking get to that.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
We're gonna set one up for our over the seas friends.
Yes.
Because they don't have the same schedule we do.
They don't. They're on a different clock.
The sun's different over there.
the sun isn't the same across the pond. They have different constellations.
Right, yeah.
When they look at the moon, is it the same moon that we wish upon?
Who knows? How could you know?
I don't know. Over there, it's so far away.
Anyway, so Hamish, thank you so much for sticking around and becoming a patron.
Thank you.
And thanks for tolerating us.
Indeed.
And sticking with us while we're trying to figure out this live podcast thing.
Getting our shit together.
Yeah. If you would like to become a patron just like Hamish, you can go to our website, which is sacrilegiousdiscourse.com, and there is a support button there that will take you directly to our Patreon feed.
Otherwise, you can go to patreon.com/sacrilegious discourse.
That is correct.
That's the first time I said that.
But see, I'm trying to get people to go through our website.
I know,
then we
but
get more like website clicks.
But it's the first time that I ever said the Patreon one. So, yay me.
Right. Yeah, good job. Mm-hmm. All right, so now we got all that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into
Proverbs chapter 16.
All right, let's do this.
Okie dokie. All right, so we are getting into Proverbs chapter 16.
Okay.
And these are proverbs concerning life and conduct. And again, this chapter is part of the second collection of the Book of Proverbs.
Got it.
The second collection is also called the First Solomonic Collection, or simply Proverbs of Solomon, who's a dick.
Right. We should probably mention this real quick, too, and that's that we didn't do any follow-up or notes after our episode yesterday.
For Proverbs 15?
Because it was pretty much straightforward.
As is this one.
Right. There's just no... It is what it is.
And there's no notes.
Because it's good, bad. That's all it is.
Yep.
And it's aggravating.
And
but it is...
They don't seem to be quoted a lot, or there don't seem to be interesting information or anything.
I mean, I don't know how you could read this and not be like, this is dumb.
Right?
Anybody reading this is to be like, this is dumb.
Yeah. I have to question if you actually like these. I want to know why.
Right.
Please explain.
We're trying to make it a little bit entertaining, but
what am I missing?
It's a stretch. That's all.
Yeah. Okay, ready?
I'm ready.
To humans belong the plans of the heart, but from the Lord comes a proper answer of the tongue. That kind of goes along with people make plans and the gods laugh.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, you could think what you're going to think, but God will tell you what's what at the end of the day.
I guess.
Sure.
Okay. Sure. Sounds great.
All a person's ways seem pure to them, but motives are weighed by the Lord.
Ah.
He'll be the judge of that.
Okay. So is there like a 1-800 number or something that we can check with him? Like, is there like a 911 for God?
I feel like my motive is pure, but can you confirm?
Yeah. Maybe it's that number that I keep seeing on the billboard, 834 truth or something like that.
8675309 is the number of
Jenny.
the Lord.
That's Jenny.
Maybe Jenny is God's secretary?
Maybe. That could be. It could be.
Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and he will establish your plans.
Okay.
See? If you just fear the Lord and do God things, then you don't have to worry about making plans.
Right. God will do it for you.
He will jot them down in
That's
your
good.
calendar.
I don't really like making plans.
You hate it, and I'm the one that keeps our calendar.
I could really use a godly secretary.
Same.
Right?
The Lord works out everything to its proper end, even the wicked for a day of disaster.
Holy shit.
Day
Are you okay
there?
there? Did you just hit like a glitch in the Matrix?
I was trying to say day of disaster, but I couldn't get disaster out my tongue. So it just kept coming out Day.
Yeah. Right.
Day of disaster. The Lord works out everything to its proper end.
Okay.
And even the wicked get that day of disaster coming to them.
Oh, yeah.
They're trying to say that the Lord is karma, and I'm like, but karma's a bitch.
Sure.
You're a dick.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
You're not a bitch. You're a dick.
I mean, technically, I don't know. Whatever.
The God of the Bible.
Yeah.
You know.
Right.
Pretending that such a thing exists.
Yeah. He's a dick.
The Lord detests all the proud of heart. Be sure of this. They will not go unpunished.
Well, I'm screwed.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, are you proud of heart?
In some things,
we
talked about the proudness yesterday.
Yeah, we're proud of things.
So we're proud of things.
You're proud of our kitty cat, you said.
Yeah. She's
awesome. Sitting here next to us, so
you know, our cat. Like, okay, I've had lots of cats in my lifetime, right? Mm-hmm. And this one lets you pet under its chin, on the side of its mouth. I mean, like, she just does not care. She's like, "Are you scritching me? Then continue."
Yeah.
And
she lays on her back, like, all the time, exposing that belly.
Yeah, she wants you to, rub her belly.
Also, she sits on your foot so that you'll pet her with your other foot.
And she headbutts you.
She loves being pet with your foot.
She headbutts you until you pick her up or pet her.
Pet her with your foot.
Yeah.
Yeah. She also likes it when you pet her tail with your foot.
Yeah.
She loves that.
Yeah.
She's a good kitty.
We're talking about her because she's right now headbutting us. And so.
Love that kitty.
Sorry.
Cat. Through love and faithfulness, sin is atoned for. Through the fear of the Lord, evil is avoided. But here's the thing. If you fear the Lord and you avoid evil, then you don't have to atone for anything. So what is this about?
I don't know.
Silly.
Don't have a clue.
When the Lord takes pleasure in anyone's way, he causes their enemies to make peace with them.
Oh, he doesn't kill them, which is what Psalms kind of said.
Yeah.
He just makes them make peace.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So you just have to make sure that you get the Lord's ear.
That's not as mean of a God as was said before in some chapters.
But how do you make the Lord take pleasure in you? Like, jump up and down to get his attention.
You have to fear him. You probably have to have your head so far in the dirt that you can't even see. And
my head can't be in the dirt because it's up his ass.
And shaking so hard out of fear of the Lord that you can't hardly see straight.
Right.
Which you wouldn't be able to see straight anyway because your head's in the dirt.
Or up his ass.
Yeah.
Better a little with righteousness than much gain with injustice. Cheaters never win.
Yeah.
Cheaters never prosper.
Right.
Bad people go to hell.
They do.
I
mean, if you do it consistently, chances are you'll end up getting caught at some point.
Right.
But, some people are really good at not getting caught, too. So
it's so true. In their hearts, humans plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps.
Isn't that basically just the same thing they said in that first sentence?
It is. It's we plan and the gods laugh.
Got it.
Yeah. Because they're in charge of
Sure.
things.
Right.
Yeah. The lips of a king, the lips of an angel. That song, remember?
No.
It's
I kind of, yes, but no.
Oh, who's it by? Some band that starts with an H. And I fucking hate that song.
Yeah.
Because he's basically like cheating on his girlfriend. And he's like telling this woman, you have the lips of an angel and I love you so much. And you're beautiful. And everybody thinks the song is so romantic. And I guess because of like where I've been in life and my age, Hinder, there you go. The lips of an angel. I relate more to the wife that's being cheated on than the young, sweet, beautiful thing that he's in love with.
Not because I...
No. Not because of you. Just like I always see things a little bit differently. You know, society looks at that and they're like, oh, he loves that girl. And I'm like, oh, but what about his wife though? Or his girlfriend?
Right,
you know?
Right.
Why is he cheating on her?
Yeah.
You know?
I mean,
why is it romantic?
There's a lot of really weird songs though, like that one by, is it Sting that has he wears his sunglasses at night or whatever?
He does wear his sunglasses at night.
It's a stalker, you know, it's about being a stalker.
Yeah.
And that's just like, why is there a fucking song that's popular about being a stalker?
The one by the Police, Every Breath You Take.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's a good stalker song. Yeah. Love it.
Right.
I mean, okay, I'm gonna get all kinds of hate here, but that song Blurred Lines by Robin Thicke. It's horrible because it sends a horrible message, but man, is it a banger.
Right.
It's such a good song. Yeah. But I'm telling you right now, if y'all have any sense about you need to listen to the cover of it that Amanda Palmer did. And I forget the girl that she did the cover with, but they did that song mashed up with Rape Me by Nirvana. And it is powerful. I will put a link in the show notes because that song had me in tears. It gave me chills. It's extremely powerful.
Yeah.
And highly recommend. Okay?
Yeah.
The lips of a king speak as an oracle, and his mouth does not betray justice.
Okay.
The lips of a king. Oh, yeah. Kings are God's mouthpiece, didn't you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And his mouth does not.
Except for that some of them were bad.
I was going to say, except for all the bad kings.
Right.
You know? And we got to read about those, so, fuck off.
Yeah, don't pretend like they weren't there.
Right. Honest scales and balances belong to the Lord. All the weights in the bag are of his making. He
made the main the weight shekel thing?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
That was made by God?
I mean, God made everything, didn't you know? So this is not saying anything.
He did put that gold there for Adam and Eve before they even needed gold. So.
Right? Like, isn't this garden great? It's got gold in it. Right. I don't know what I'm going to use it for because there's nobody to trade with.
Right.
We don't understand values yet because there's just the two of us.
So we're not sure what we need it for, really. But it's there.
Cool.
And God's pointing it out. He's like, hey, yo,
Check
there's
out
gold.
That gold.
That's gold over there.
Yeah. I mean, like thousands of years from now, this shit's going to be expensive.
Right.
Excuse me, my lord. What does expensive mean? Don't worry about it.
I'm working on the capitalism.
Yeah, we'll get there. Kings detest wrongdoing, for a throne is established through righteousness. False.
Again,
False.
There were so many shitty kings.
Yeah, they did not detest wrongdoing because they was doing it.
Right. Unless you're only speaking of the quote unquote good kings. But even they, like David was one of the best ones, right?
Quote unquote.
And he was kind of a shit heel.
Okay, I got to tell you something. Ready?
I'm ready.
There's no such thing as a good king.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because even the best king is still, it's like talking about a millionaire or a billionaire. They should not be in that position of so much power and wealth.
Got it.
The system.
What about King Kong? I mean, he was taken out of his element where he was the king of the jungle and then put into New York.
That's fair. He was just trying to climb that building
he was just
they kept fucking with him.
Poor guy.
He's like, I'm just trying to climb this building and get this beautiful woman.
I was sad for King Kong.
Yeah.
He was a good king.
Yeah. Old King Cole was a merry old soul and a merry old soul was he.
Right. Yeah.
That's King Cole though, not King Kong.
Right.
He called for his pipes and he called for his something and he called for his fiddlers 3?
Yes.
What did he call for?
I have no idea.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, kind of.
Okay.
But it's been so long ago
I know,
that
that's why
I can't possibly recall.
That's why I can't remember it
what
either.
you're going on about exactly.
King Cole. Old King Cole.
I know, but I can't recall the meat of it, you know?
Okay.
It's lost to my youth.
Did you ever, when you were a kid, say things like, "Oh, King Kong with a rubber ding dong"?
I can't say that I ever said that.
I don't know why. That is something that I heard as a kid. And
wow.
Every once in a while it just comes out and it's like funny.
That is pretty funny.
Oh, King Kong with a rubber ding dong. Say it. You'll love it.
Old King Kong with a rubber ding dong.
Isn't it fun?
That's great stuff, yeah.
Everybody right now, stop what you're doing.
Say Old King Kong with a rubber ding dong.
Say it. Say it.
Say it loud.
You'll love it. It feels good.
Just yell it out your window.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, world. I just put that out there. Okay. A king's wrath is a messenger of death, but the wise will appease it.
King's wrath. Say that one more time.
I know, right? A king's wrath is a messenger of death.
Okay.
Like, okay, so I'm a king and I'm angry.
And you're a messenger.
And I'm sending out a messenger, and guess what?
It's death. It's death.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, okay.
But the wise will appease it.
Okay, so the king's not all righteous, apparently.
Right.
And you have to appease him by being wise, or maybe bringing wise with you, since wisdom is a thing.
Right.
I don't know which one it is, but something to do with wise, and you got to appease the shitty king, who's not shitty, because kings are never shitty because they're the mouthpiece of God.
But guess what? When anybody's mad at you, just try to use your brains about you and, figure out how to get out of it.
Yeah, I mean, that's always a good plan,
right?
I think.
Like, that's common sense.
Sure.
When somebody's mad, I just try to be wise.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
When a king's face brightens, it means life. His favor is like a rain cloud in spring. I do not like this chapter. This is all about kings.
Right.
I love it when a king smiles. It makes my twat wet. I have a whap when that happens. Yeah, that king smiling. Woo! It's a good day.
I mean, they did have large harems.
They did.
A lot of them, most of them.
Yummy.
Actually.
Yummy.
So, I guess they were probably pretty happy
when he was happy. I guess
they had lots of the sex.
Whatever.
Right?
How much better to get wisdom than gold? To get insight rather than silver, unless you live in the Garden of Eden, in which case you should not have wisdom, because stay away from that tree and celebrate the gold that God is very excited to tell you is there.
Right, but also it's interesting that this is in the list of things where they're talking about kings so much, because it feels like something a king would say to people that are poor.
Yeah.
And like, it's so much better to have insight and wisdom than gold.
Yeah, trust me.
Meanwhile, don't look at my coffers over here.
Trust me, you wouldn't want this wealth. More money, more problems,
right?
as we said yesterday.
Yeah.
You should be content to be poor.
Yeah.
If you only knew.
I mean, they still do that.
I know. And I'm like, hold my beer. I'd like to give it a run.
I bet we could have a good old time and still be good people. We had lots of money.
I bet.
I think we could.
I'd like to try it out.
I'm willing to give it a shot. So if anybody out there has a lot of money, wife and I are ready.
Yeah, we will try out this theory and we'll let you know how it goes.
Yeah, just email us. We'll get you our address. You just, you can FedEx that gold bar or multiple gold bar, whatever you got. I don't really care. Whatever it is.
Yeah.
And we'll attempt to be rich and happy.
Yeah. And we'll let you know how it goes.
It might be. We'll podcast about it.
It'll probably be hard, but
it'll be rough.
I bet we could find a way to be happy.
It'll be rough. Yeah, I'm sure. They always say it will be. So.
Okay. So anyway, pride goes before destruction, a haughty spirit before a fall. Pride goeth before the fall. Isn't that what that is?
Something like that.
Pride cometh before the fall?
I don't remember exactly the words.
It either goeth or it cometh.
It goeth.
There goes some pride.
Yeah.
Don't have pride. Don't be proud.
Yeah, don't do that.
Because if you do, you're about to fall.
Apparently.
I'm always falling.
And don't be haughty either.
No,
haughty.
I always say haughty.
Haughty.
Because I don't want anybody to think I'm saying,
haughty.
Meow, what a haughty.
Right, yeah.
Better to be lowly in spirit along with than the oppressed. Oh, wait, let me start that over.
I was going to say it didn't make sense.
No. Better to be lowly in spirit along with the oppressed than to share plunder with the proud.
Huh.
Better to be poor than rich.
Yeah. I don't know about that one.
As long as you're nice, it doesn't matter if you have money or not.
Right.
Because that'll pay the rent.
And you can be miserable as long as you're not sharing wealth with the people who are assholes.
Yeah. Okay.
I guess. I don't really know. Whatever.
This is
Again, you don't need riches to be right with God, apparently, and so just don't worry about the people that are getting riches.
But here's the thing, like, I'm not asking for yachts. I'm asking to not flip out if I need to get my brakes fixed.
Right? Yeah.
You know?
That'd be
like, can't there be a happy medium? Honestly, I don't need to be wealthy, but I think standard of living would be nice, right? Like, I would like to not worry about, oh, my water heater broke. Guess I'm homeless now without anything because I can't afford that. So no electricity for me or whatever. Right?
Yeah.
Whoever gives heed to instruction prospers, and blessed is the one who trusts in the Lord. Read your IKEA instructions and also trust God.
Right.
Read instructions, but also trust God.
How are you supposed to trust God when the only people that tell you about him are not God?
And also they're weird and bad.
Yeah, and they always say that if you just listen to your heart, if you just look within yourself, right? Mm-hmm. I'm like, I've tried that before, but all I find is me.
And myself says, don't be silly. The wise in heart are called discerning, and gracious words promote instruction.
Okay.
So we are wise, and therefore we are called discerning. You know what you may call me, sir? You may call me discerning. We are now Mr. and Mrs. Discerning. That is what we shall be called. And gracious words promote instruction.
We don't have gracious words, though.
Sometimes I do.
Do we?
When I say I love you. And
when
you do something nice and I'm like, thank you.
All right.
Like when you bring me the last Dr. Pepper. That's so nice. And then sometimes when I'm like, oh no, we're out of Dr. Peppers. And you're like, oh, go get some.
Yeah.
And then that's when I'm gracious. And I'm like, you're the best husband I ever had. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Prudence is a fountain of life to the prudent, but folly brings punishment to fools.
Okay.
More of that folly.
Yeah, the folly.
Prudence is a fountain of life to the prudent.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are prudent, you will have prudence. And if you...
that does make sense, I guess.
If you have folly, you will be foolish.
Right.
Again.
Very, very...
good is good, bad is bad, smart is smart, and dumb is dumb.
Did you ever... You remember the Deep Thoughts by Jack Handy on Saturday Night Live?
Deep Thoughts.
I love those.
Those were funny. Yep. The hearts of the wise make their mouths prudent, and their lips promote instruction.
Isn't that literally almost exactly the same thing they just said?
Wise, prudent, and instruction, folly, foolish.
Yeah.
I'm just going to start using those words. Oh, you know what? I should take all of these and make like one of those word webs. Do you know what I'm talking about? Word cloud, word web, whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And I bet that like the 5 biggest words are foolish, folly, foolish, wise, and prudent.
You think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be fun. Gracious words are a honeycomb, sweet to the soul and healing to the bones.
You gotta watch how you use that honey, though. You might end up being a harlot.
If don't put it on your lips.
You got it on your lips and stuff.
Even though, like, honey can be healing, so what if you have a cut on your lip? And you...
Ooh, that's a tough one. Yeah, I don't know.
Stay in your house?
I guess, yeah. You don't want to, like...
You don't want somebody to think you're a harlot.
Right, yeah.
You don't want to come across as a, for example, prostitute.
Yes, right.
Right. So, gracious words are a honeycomb, sweet to the soul and healing to the bones. Okay?
Okay, yeah.
There is a way that appears to be right, but in the end it leads to death. Wow.
So
I'm not going to tell you which one it is.
So you can never know. It all looks correct. Mm-hmm. But when you choose this one, you die.
It's like
sorry about your luck.
It's like when you're walking down the street and you got 2 ladies yelling at you and you're supposed to know which one is wisdom and which one is the honey-lipped harlot.
Oh, you choose wrong, you die.
Yep, they look the same. Sorry. You picked wrong.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
I'm trying to like come up with a follow-up and I'm like, nope, I got nothing.
Yeah, no, it's just ridiculous.
The appetite of laborers works for them. Their hunger drives them on.
I mean, they're working. They're going to work. They literally call it working up an appetite.
Yeah.
Because you need more calories to do more work. So what's significant about this?
I'm wondering if they mean like appetite like physical hunger or if they mean appetite like emotional hunger. You know what I mean?
You think?
No, I'm wondering which one they mean.
I was going to go with physical hunger. Because it's this mostly because these things are dumb.
Yeah, I know. That just feels too simple. Maybe I'm just trying to see more than... Am I just, like, giving them too much credence?
I suppose you could put whatever kind of meaning you want into it, but I'm going to go with the very simple view because most of this is very simple. It's very, this is this and that's that.
Yep.
That's this and that's that.
Work hard. Eat a Snickers. A scoundrel plots evil, and on their lips it is like a scorching fire. A perverse person stirs up conflict, and a gossip separates close friends.
I see.
Flotsam jetsam, now I've got her, boys. The boss is on a roll. That's from Poor Unfortunate Souls. No?
No.
No?
No.
Really? Little Mermaid? Nothing?
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
Yeah, you know.
Got it. Sorry, I don't follow your things that you do.
It's when Ursula is singing, you know.
Yeah.
It won't take much, just your voice.
I got it. I got it now.
She turns to her little the eels, the bad guys, her minions, and says, Flotsam jetsam, now I've got her, boys. The boss is on a roll with those poor unfortunate souls.
Yeah, it makes sense now.
Right. Yeah.
But it didn't when you said it.
No, it did. You just didn't understand it.
Right.
That's different.
That's precisely what I was saying.
No, that's not what you were saying. You were trying to say I suck. And I'm saying, no, sir, actually, you suck. The glare that you are giving me right now. So anyway, a scoundrel like Ursula plots evil.
Yeah.
And tries to steal people's voices. And on their lips, it is like a scorching fire. Except that she was underwater. So
that couldn't happen.
That wouldn't.
Underwater.
Yeah. And a perverse person stirs up conflict perversely, as a perverse person does.
Yeah, sure.
You know? And a gossip separates close friends. That's not true because I love to gossip, but I like celebrity gossip, I think, more than anything.
Right.
So, but no, that's not true. I also love to gossip about people. But I don't try to break people up
maliciously.
No. No, I wait till I get home and then I'm like, so about that person.
Right. It's mostly just me and you.
Yeah. And it's like me just checking that my analysis is correct.
Right.
This is the way I saw this. Am I right? And you're usually...
I think husbands and wives get a pass.
On gossip?
On gossip. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's mandatory that you have to.
Okay.
Gossip between each other.
I mean, I also gossip with my best friend. Like, I tell her stories, and she laughs at stuff that I tell her because my life is funny.
Right.
Okay. A violent person entices their neighbor and leads them down a path that is not good.
Okay.
I don't think a violent person has many friends to lead.
Right.
Their neighbors are probably like, that person is violent. I'm going to not hang out with them or follow them.
Why would I go down a path with them? They're violent.
I don't like violent people.
Right.
No, thank you. Whoever winks... Oh, here we go. Whoever winks with their eye is plotting perversity.
Well, fuck. I wink all the time.
You do. You are a winker.
I am.
I love it. Because you'll say a joke and then you'll wink at me and it melts my heart every time. Like it makes butterflies in my stomach.
What does God got? I mean, what does the Bible / God have against winking? I don't get it.
Well, that's okay because I'm about to get mine here.
Oh, okay.
Whoever purses their lips is bent on evil. I'm always pursing my damn lips.
Right.
Gray hair is a crown of splendor. It is attained in the way of righteousness.
Oh, thank goodness.
Well, I think that just means like if you have gray hair, that means that you have aged and you haven't died, and therefore you've managed to avoid hardship, and therefore you are wise and good.
Yeah,
right?
I can't tell you how distraught I was the first time. It was like 10 years ago, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
First time I remember going to a barber and then like looking at the hair on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And the first time you notice that you have gray hair is when you see it after it gets cut.
Yeah.
Not when it's on your head.
No. You look down and you're
look down and what
oh,
the hell is that?
Shit, that came off of me?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not that it's gray. Your hair is all silver.
Is it?
But on your head, it looks blonde because you were a blonde as a child.
Right.
And so you've just always, all this time, thought it's blonde.
Yeah. No, it just...
And it's not. It is so silver.
Is it?
You're a silver-haired fox. That's what you are. Yep. You have lived a long life, therefore you have attained the way of righteousness.
Awesome. In
your mid-40s. Better a patient person than a warrior. One with self-control than one who takes a city.
I mean, that's me.
That is you.
I'm a very patient person.
You are patient and you have self-control.
I do.
Good on you. I am impatient and have zero self-control. And that is why we balance each other out.
Yeah. Was that the end?
One more.
Oh, one more.
Ready?
One more. Okay.
The lot is cast into the lap, but its every decision is from the Lord.
Wait.
What?
Fucking gambling is now in the hands of the Lord?
Well,
like casting lots. Casting lots is like rolling dice, basically, right?
Yeah, but it's usually, okay, I think that the way it's meant from the Bible, they usually did it not when they were like doing bets. They were trying to actually decide which is the better course. Like which is the more godly decision.
So they were truly trying to ask questions from and of God.
They were pre-Jesus saying, Jesus, take the wheel.
Got it.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Jesus, take the dice.
So back then,
they threw the bones knowing that however it landed is how God wanted it to be.
They weren't just gambling. They were literally asking God for direction in those. Okay.
Yes. That's what I think this means.
Okay.
Man may be the one that is throwing the lots or choosing the lots or throwing the bones, tossing the dice, whatever.
Sure.
But God is the one who decides how they land.
I wonder how many people tried to rig those lots because I bet that happened. Mm-hmm. Because people are too... if they want to do something, they're going to want to do it.
Yeah.
And I just don't see them always leaving it up to, God.
Yeah.
So
and
I doubt that that's how it works.
Sometimes people cheat. Sometimes people cheat at Monopoly, and sometimes people cheat at mini golf, and sometimes people cheat at golfy golf.
Right. Well, it seemed like early on, back like in the days of Joshua and Moses, right? Mm-hmm. Casting lots seemed like a thing that they did a lot.
Yeah.
But now, and it was just during that, maybe those books of the Bible where it was like Moses and Joshua. Yeah. And those lot. Mm-hmm. And
where they had the Thummim and the whatever those things are called.
Right. But we don't hear about it in any other place.
Right.
And it's just interesting that it came up again here in Proverbs, I guess. Although this is the Solomonic Proverbs, so it would have been earlier on.
Right.
And still remembering of those times, I guess.
These aren't later. These are like from that time period.
Right.
So
okay.
It's not like as we read further into the book, we're getting further along. You know what I mean?
Right. No, I know.
So this would have been from that same time period, probably.
Got it.
Or whatever.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well,
whatever.
That was Proverbs chapter 16.
Sure as fuck was.
And tomorrow we're going to be back with
Proverbs chapter 17.
We'll see you guys then.
Sure as fuck will.
Bye. Hey, wife, I guess that's the end?
But husband, that's just sad.
It doesn't have to be. We are on lots of social media platforms like Twitter. Our handle there is sacrilegious_D.
For D's nuts.
Oh my God. Stop doing that. Anyway, we're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. There's a link to all of our social media sites at our website.
Ooh, we have a website?
Yeah, it's sacrilegiousdiscourse.com, where you can also find a link to our merch shop.
We have a merch shop?
Yep, we have podcast-themed clothing, mugs, notebooks, and more, as well as an atheist and science-themed products.
Wow, our fans should really go check that out right now.
Definitely. They can get in touch with us by sending an email to sacrilegiousdiscourse@gmail.com. But before they do that, we could really use some help.
Oh yeah? With what?
Well, it's not free running the podcast, and we need some financial support in order to get better equipment, which will free up time so we can concentrate on our podcast and our fans.
Okay, so what should they do?
Head over to patreon.com/sacrilegious discourse and sign up as a contributor on our podcast. Supporters there receive additional bi-weekly episodes that we record just for our Patreon members for as little as $2 a month.
Also, we'd really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe on whatever platform you're using.
And Apple Podcast reviews help us out tremendously.
Like and subscribe. Leave an Apple review. Join us on Twitter. Support us on Patreon. That's a lot of instructions. Don't forget to say thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.